Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Thank you for joining our call today. I want to welcome all those who are here live and also those who are listening on the podcast. Just super grateful for you giving this 30 to 40 minutes to meditation and gratitude and expressing your personal inspiration and how that comes together with everybody else's. I just feel like starting the day this way is such a great start to the day. And that was one thing that was mentioned several times actually as we were doing our rounds of gratitude before we started the recording of, just the peace and majesty of a snowy morning and, snowy mountains, a new day, step by step, right time, right place, just imagining a good day, getting better every day. So lots of things about, just like the day. And I just, the words that came to me was new day, gratitude for a new day. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. And I'm going to set my timer for 90 seconds. We're going to do a private silent meditation on gratitude for a new day. And just write down whatever comes to you, and then we'll share. So gratitude for a new day, 90 seconds, private silent meditation, begin. All right. The word anticipation came to me first. And this morning, or last night, actually, I made a new commitment to get 8 hours of sleep. I was on Laura's soul attunement call, and that was the feeling that came to me, is that it's time for me to get more sleep. When you're, I remember when I was in college, I had a 7 a.m. class, and I also worked a job at the time to put myself through college, and I got off at 11 o'clock at night. And so I usually get bed till midnight and would sleep, as long as I could until I had to get up and, get myself to school. But from that time, it seems like I never have really allowed myself more than 7 hours of sleep. And typically it's more like 5 or 6. And, like when you have little kids and stuff like that, or even big kids, I remember staying up till 4 a.m. talking to one of my daughters about boyfriend problems or something like that, and then getting up and going to work at 7 the next morning. So there hasn't really been a time in my life since college where I've allowed myself to have 8 hours of sleep, but it's time for me to experience that again. And this is a new experience for me. I started early this morning, got up at 5, and I was able to get a little head start on my morning routine. And it just brought a feeling of peace that I kind of felt like I was like a little bit ahead, instead of, just like rushing to get to the next thing. And just a lot more peace this morning. It's a new day. It's a new time. It's a new chapter. Anytime we make one little tiny change, like making the decision to get 8 hours of sleep, I mean, you would think that that's more sleep than I've been getting. And so you would think, oh, my day's going to be busier. But I anticipate that my day is going to be more at peace because I'm getting more sleep. So it's going to be interesting to me to see how that unfolds. Who else has something they would like to share? Phil?
Sure. So I love new days because they are a new beginning, and everything in the past is done. So you don't need to worry about it anymore. You can just focus on what comes next, and you can stand in the unknown, which I think is the best place to stand for me, and then allowing things to happen. When I meditated, I thought about the movie Yes Man,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey, where he gets this kind of a note from this guru, and he says, say yes to everything. So he starts saying yes to everything. Every opportunity that comes along, he says yes to it, and his whole life changes. And I think it's just a great story, and something to really consider. What are you saying no to that you could say yes to, and have this whole new adventure? And so I just love the in the morning, there's just a whole new adventure that's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen today, and that's the cool part.
Awesome. I love that. And I love that idea of just saying yes, even just that one little tweak is going to change our lives, because no is kind of like the default. If somebody, asks if you can do something, I mean, it's just an automatic response. Oh, I don't have time for that or whatever. But if you take a moment and pattern interrupt and say yes, and let that play out. I mean, it's good to know when to say no too, but I think that's a really fun exercise, and who knows, where that's going to take us. I like that movie too. Thank you. Mary, and then Colleen.
I love what both of you said. This past week, I started going to bed early because that's my strict diet of choosing empowering choices, whatever. I didn't say that right. But so this week I went to bed early, and it's getting me up at 4 or 5 in the morning, which is really awesome. And I was kind of worried I'd be tired throughout the day, but when I did get tired, I still felt I could keep going. So I love that. I'm not getting 8 hours of sleep, but I think it'll turn into more sleep. It's probably 6 or 7. But I love that my new day is it's a new day for me. It's a new experience for me, and I'm excited for the things that I get to experience as the new person that I am from all the experiences that have led me up to this point. So there's a new day of being that new person that I am, bringing everything with me, but also just experiencing it from in the moment, and not planning so much, but just living in the moment. What's next? I love that, and being able to say yes to things. Like Phil said, I used to say to my kids, instead of no, it's like, yes, let's do that sometime. Maybe not
Awesome.
right now, but let's do that. So I love that, that I can include that in my day, that God sustains me and is there for me when I'm trying new things. And that to me is a new day.
I love that. Awesome. I love the idea that you're sharing about being a new person. Like every day we are a new person. Like today, I am a new person because I've got this new commitment to, I'm choosing to go to bed early as well, because I love mornings. And so, like I went to bed last night about 10, so I only got 7 hours of sleep last night, but I'm planning on going to bed at 9 tonight because it seems like the evenings is where, it gets dark and I kind of just start getting tired. And so I'm like, why not just let that nature take its course? I'm just going to go to bed early and I'll still get up early in the morning because I like mornings. I just feel like I'm more rejuvenated and more energized. I love also what you're saying about like not planning, that this moment right now, this is new. Today is a new day. This is a new moment right now, and just being, in the moment. Thank you. Colleen.
Yesterday, I had the opportunity of paying some bills that were sort of enemies,
Mhm.
that I was actually thinking of as enemies. And when I thought, when you said the new day, it helped me recognize that it's not just people. It can be things that can be weighing heavy on us, that as we do them, that you're sitting there, why did I put this off? It just feels so much lighter. Go get it done, have it be energy that you need. And even money, time, sleep, all of those things can feel like an enemy because either it's not enough, or just whatever you are feeling a heaviness for, or feeling that enemy relationship with, it can be turned around and you can say, I might have not got 8 hours sleep, but it was wonderful, and just really not think of things or people as enemies. Just give it an opportunity to be your teacher.
I love that. I can't remember. I think it was Tyree that mentioned last night on the Soul Attunement, and I've done this exercise before as well, that you trade the word money for friend. And so I'm thinking, that anything that you have considered an enemy, to trade that word in for friend. And you can learn a lot about the way that you have been showing up for that friend. For money, sometimes you like hold on for dear life to somebody. And if you're clingy, that friend's not going to want to be around you. So a lot of times the ways that we show up for, our quote enemies makes them even heavier. And so I like that idea of turning things around and just, seeing them in a different light.
Yeah, these two were medical bills that I just really felt resistant for because I just didn't feel like I got the information that I was needing or the services that I was needing. And so it was sort of heavy to pay it. And so I could just turn that around and say, I learned not where to not look. I'm good. This is good. This is a lesson.
Awesome. Thank you. Deepti, I'll get to you in just a second. I just wanted to read what Rachel had written here. The energy of happiness because of a fresh start is what came to her. Also, the song Burn the Ships by King and Country came to my mind. The lyrics, step into a new day. In the music video of this song, they jump off the ship and it burns down. New days, the past burns down and we have a fresh start. I love that, Rachel. If you'll share that song on the Breakthrough with Gratitude group, I would love to watch that video. That sounds really cool. Thank you. Deepti.
So with a new day came the to-do list, and to-do lists are great to actually accomplish your tasks for the day. But sometimes what I think is we try to fill it with a lot of things that we think we should be doing with a to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then I think there's a flip side to it. And, we can just sometimes have cheat days, and, in the time you have, you just put inside what you want to do instead of, I have to do this with the to-do list. And the real trick is sometimes, we can have cheat days and it is corresponding to a call about slowing down. I think there should be a cheat day at least once a week wherein, you are absolutely flexible of not really knowing that, where the day is going to take you. And just kind of moment to moment keep asking, okay, what do I feel like doing now? And, it's just ice cream. And then you just go have ice cream. And then
Mhm.
after having that ice cream, you'd say, okay, what do I feel like doing it? What do I feel like doing now? And it maybe go sleep for 20 minutes. And then after that, you was, okay, what do I feel like doing now? And, I think that really puts you into alignment sometimes, because alignment is basically just having fun. We just burden ourselves with,
Mm.
we have to do this, we have to do that. And the moment you have like a little fun day about, not knowing where you're headed for the day and just doing whatever you wanted to put in that day, and not what you had to do for that day, I think you should just get up and do whatever the heck you want to do, like one day, cheat
I
day.
love that. I love that. I think that sounds like a really great goal or whatever habit to be in. I think that sounds really fun. God gave us a day of rest. The seventh day is to rest. And I've noticed in my inspired shortcuts that about every seventh day, sometimes it's like every 8 days, sometimes it's every 6 days, but about every seventh day on average, my inspired shortcut is just to rest in some way. There's, it's usually some small thing or it is, just to rest, relax, be at peace, whatever it is, just enjoy, celebrate. So I think that's a great habit.
What do I
Um,
feel like doing now?
yes, I love
Keep
that. What do
asking
I feel like
yourself
doing? I
moment
did
to
that
moment.
last night, actually. I crocheted for about an hour and I haven't taken the time to do that for a long time. And it was just a really very peaceful
Picture,
evening.
please.
Thank you. Melissa.
I really like what Rachel said about the energy of happiness. And in the rounds of gratitude, I shared that I was grateful for imagining how great my day is going to be. And I think just bringing that energy of like, I have so many potential amazing things I can do today. I've got tons of options, like, because I've, had mornings where I've just felt dread. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do everything I have to do today. But it's just so different when you come with an energy of like, this is going to be great and amazing, and I'm going to make it happen. And it's just so much more empowering than I have to do all this stuff.
I love that. Beautiful. Thank you. Somebody gave me the task, the challenge one time to on my busiest day, on the day where I felt like I had the most intense schedule, where I felt like I have to, like you're saying, to cancel everything and just do, like DT says, just do whatever the heck I want, like whatever feels like in the moment the most important to do. And I did that, and it totally broke this pattern of I have to, because it was I had to cancel appointments. It took some time in the beginning. I had to let go of all of these beliefs about, oh, people are depending on me and I shouldn't, and all these things. I had to let go of all those limiting beliefs to be able to do it. And it was such a wonderful pattern interrupt to realize that the world didn't fall apart. I was able to reschedule. Nobody was upset. I didn't get carted off to jail or anything. It just was like, this was like, it was not a problem. It was so simple to do. And everybody understood. It was like not a problem. I didn't even have to explain why. It was just like, we're rescheduling. Okay. And so there's a lot of power in that, to be able to let go of those limiting beliefs that come up with regard to have tos. Thank you. Rachel says, Melissa, that is the energy I felt from Phil when he said what he was grateful for before the call. That joy and happiness sparked all my thoughts. Thank you, Phil. So that's what I love about this call, that mastermind aspect where we come together and we play off of each other's energy, and it's just super powerful. We'll go Betsy and then Tyree, and then we'll shift into our permission process.
Yeah, so being grateful for a new day just reminds me of many times when I say my prayers, laying my head down at night the night before, is I'll pray to wake up refreshed and regenerated and that my rest will be solid. And so then in the new day, in that next day, I'm vibrant. And I think I wake up, really it's a choice. It's a state of being. We all have our, someone had mentioned to-do lists, but it's really, how do I want to be today? How do I want to show up? How do I want to, choose that best outlook in this blank slate that is today? And so I think the word choice of, I have a whole bunch of choices ahead of me, and where am I going to spend my space, my energy? What's my outlook? And just the vibrancy of the possibilities is so beautiful when I think of new day, like, woohoo, it's a new day. This is so awesome.
I love that. So awesome. Thanks, Betsy. More and more, I'm seeing that our habits is what really creates our new day, whether it's going to be positive, whether we're going to accomplish a lot, whether we're just going to rest, whatever we get to receive. Because what you're saying is like in the prayers the night before, you're preparing for the new day the night before in your prayers. And that's a habit that you've put into place. And, whether it's the habit of going to bed early or the habit of saying yes, or the habit of once a week, just having a cheat day, and just doing whatever the heck you want, whatever those habits are, that's what creates our days, that they come together to create our day. Thank you. Tyree, and then we'll shift over into our permission process.
I've been pondering on change, like changing habits, changing those patterns. And really, you look at examples in the scriptures like Saul when he became Paul, and for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the Book of Mormon, when Alma the elder and Alma the younger completely change. Or in Mosiah, when King Benjamin is just speaking to his people and they're righteous already, but they feel that change of heart. And it really comes down to faith. Again, it comes down to faith and expectancy in the Lord and his atonement, that change can take place inside of you and, inside of me. And what a beautiful opportunity that we have through Christ and through his atonement to transform ourselves immediately through that healing power and through our faith to make that happen.
Beautiful. I love that power of change. That really is the energy around this concept of new day, right? It's change. And I love how you brought the atonement into it, that is the vehicle that has allowed us to change. Christ fulfilling his mission and purpose on earth, atoning for all of the things that ways that we can be out of alignment, that he performed that atonement so that we have the ability and we have permission to change. So thank you. That's a perfect transition into our permission process. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And as you're breathing in, I'm going to also go ahead and read what Phil has just put in the chat. Ever notice that excitement and anxiety have very similar feelings? It's caused from predicting something good, and the other by predicting something bad. Both are created from anticipation and not based on reality. More often than not, what really happens is not what we predicted, which can lead to joy or disappointment. Why can't we just let things unfold and be what they are no matter what happens? Beautiful. Thank you. And Mary followed up with, yes, Phil's energy, fresh, open, and igniting. Wileen, I love that you didn't have to give an explanation. It was okay. It's great when we discovered that. Awesome. Love you guys. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And habits has been mentioned today. Also, anticipation, preparing for good to happen. And just take this in and realize that there is something inside of us that maybe has served us in the past, but it is time to change right now. And just know that that our permission process right now, that's the purpose of the permission process, is to give yourself permission to change. And so take a moment right now and check in with your habits, check in with how you anticipate things happening in the day. And notice where there's something that could change. And then check in and see, are you ready for that change? Is it time to make that change? And only you know, just checking in with your heart, if it's time to make that change. Listen for any limiting beliefs that might be showing up about making that change to create a new day for yourself today and every day going forward. What are the limiting beliefs that are showing up for you? And what is the cost of that limiting belief? If you hold on to that limiting belief, what will your day be like? What will your days be like continuing forward? And if you would like to change that, now's your opportunity. You can give yourself permission to make a change by saying yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, so go ahead and make that change by creating some new beliefs, 2 to 3 new beliefs for this limiting belief that will take the place of that limiting belief, will switch things around so that you're seeing it from a more positive perspective of gratitude, something that will empower this new day to be, and the anticipation of this new day to be awesome. And the days moving forward are changed and renewed because of these new beliefs that you're creating. And if there's a new habit that needs to be created, this would be a good time to make some notes about new habits and create some new beliefs that will help to support you in building those new habits. And bring those new beliefs into your awareness, into your understanding. Bring them into your new day. Bring them into your new being, who you are, brand new today, because of the new things that you've learned, because of the choices that you made yesterday. You are a brand new person today. So this is a new day. It will be a new day. And these new beliefs will bring those in so that these new beliefs will help you to have the best day possible today. And then one final question: what is your inspired shortcut? What's the one most important thing that you could do today to assure that this new day is powerful, positive, perfect? Powerful, positive, and perfect. What's your inspired shortcut? And go ahead and take one more deep breath. And envision, take a moment and just envision your day moving forward with these new beliefs and this inspired shortcut. And envision the outcome that is most likely to happen because of these new beliefs and because of this inspired shortcut. Just envision that this new day and how it plays out and ends peacefully. In a moment, I'm going to open it up for a couple of shares. I want to also just invite anyone that is feeling like they need some extra support in this area to contact me. All you have to do is just go to askwylene.com, and that will take you to my calendar, and you can schedule a 15-minute free mentoring session with me. And I just want to kind of reiterate how important it is to reach out to someone when you feel like you're struggling. To, don't get within yourself and say, oh, this is silly, I should be able to figure this out, just reach up. I'm offering. And, I've committed to myself not to take any more private clients on through the rest of this year. And so this is an opportunity for you to have a private conversation with me. It's the only way to have a private conversation with me right now. So I invite you to do that, askwylene.com. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
I'll share,
Mary.
Wileen.
Thank you, Mary.
I just love the letting go. Just, the way of being sometimes comes into, oh, I've got to do this and that and that. Well, I like the brain dump and just letting it all on paper, and then just, letting it speak to me about what I do. And so I'm just, and letting the worry go, just, let it not overwhelm me, but just looking at it and let it speak to me. So I love that new pattern of which I actually do, but the other worry or like, oh, what do I do? Can just, interfere. But letting my morning flow, I enjoy my morning flow. I'm enjoying my day. I'm enjoying the flow of my day and allowing my day to unfold.
I love that. Wonderful new beliefs. Thank you, Mary. I love that idea of letting the paper speak to you. I'm a list maker as well. And that's the reason why I make lists, is to get it out of my brain, because if it's like fuzzy around, kind of swirling around inside of there, I can't tell which one's the best, the most important priority. And so I just dump it out on paper, like you're saying, and then I go down each one and prioritize and then just focus on the one thing. I love doing that as well. Letting the paper speak to me.
Yeah, I love that. And relaxing in faith, just relax,
Yes.
Relax in faith. That
Yes. And letting your intuition tell you what's next. I love that. Phil.
So as I think through this and, in this permission process, then the question I ask myself is, am I resistant? Am I resistant to what is? Am I resistant to what is coming?
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel that resistance, then I know that's ego.
Mm-hmm.
That's ego, because all resistance comes from the ego. And all resistance in our physical world, resistance causes us to grow. But in the spiritual world, resistance causes us to shrink. And so if we're listening to that resistance, then we are paying heed to the ego and its belief that it knows what's up, but it doesn't.
Awesome. It's like, I know better. It's like you're resisting that inspiration, or what feels like the most important things for you to move forward on. It's like, I know better than God. I know better than inspiration. That's the ego that you're talking about. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you everyone for your shares. Deepti says in the chat, her new belief is one day at a time. I love that. One moment at a time, even. I love everything that has been shared. We'll encourage you to go forth with your new day, your new beliefs, your new inspired shortcut, and checking in every moment. What's the most important thing for me to be doing right now? And when you do that, when you get really, really practiced at that, God can use you in so many wonderful ways. And I know so many of you have that as a practice, and I encourage you to continue forward. Love you guys. We will look tomorrow. Today's Friday, so we won't be here over the weekend. I encourage you to continue your daily gratitude practice, your daily GPS, and we'll be back together on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you. Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live,
go to my website, wylenebenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.